What is going on in KC? The beginning of the season was so hopeful. We were 1-0. Now we are 1-3. These Chiefs heading to take on the 3-1 New York Jets of the AFC East. Back during a time when we thought somebody that wasn't the Patriots could win the AFC East. We now know that is a physical impossibility. Tom Brady will be maimed for the first 4 games of the season this year. He won't play. It'll be Jimmy Garoppolo. The Dolphins are looking like the best team in the AFC East. And they're not going to win it because they're the Dolphins. They're not the Patriots. The Patriots are the only team that can really win the AFC East, which isn't what I'm here to talk about today. No, I said I would continue my my conversation on the future of the National Football League, or by the future I mean the immediate future, meaning the 2014, oh my god, it's 2015, the 2015 season, and I continue with the AFC South. Now, what do I think about the South this year? It's kind of a difficult conference to really, fumble, pick it up, Woods! Nobody on the Jets got to it. It was right at their feet. All you had to do was bend over. New York challenges the fumble. Well, alright, well I know the ball got kicked off. I didn't need to hear that. Or I didn't need to see that again. Who's there? Oh, yeah, okay, his knee was down. That's unfortunate. Anyway, we're just going to keep on keeping on here talking about the 2015 AFC South. 4 teams, of course: the Colts, the Texans, the Jags, and the Titans. All of which have been in kind of weird fluctuating states recently. I can't think of any league that has had as many top 3 draft picks, or as any division that has had as many top 3, really, I mean, number 1 picks almost across the board if I think about it. Hold on a second. I need to do the thing I need to do every time. God, I should have looked that up before I actually before I did that. But didn't the Colts drafted Andrew Luck with their first pick? The Texans drafted Jadeveon Clowney with their first pick. The obviously Marcus Mariota went to the Titans. They had the second pick, and Blake Bortles was the second pick, if I remember correctly. Who was the first pick last year? I don't even remember. Wow. I couldn't tell you. Oh, it was Jadeveon Clowney, obviously. Wow, okay, I just said that. Anyway, Blake Bortles was an early pick. I don't know if he was the second pick, but he was at least top 5, I think. I could be wrong. But, man, I can't think of any league within the past, 5 seasons, maybe even fewer than that, 3 seasons, they've had just a number of top 5 draft picks at least, and yet the Colts have gone to the AFC Championship game last year. The Texans were 9-7. Nothing really good to say about either the Jags or the Titans, but I mean there are 2 teams that are absolutely contenders in this division. One team that, if their young rookie quarterback is as good as people say he is, might be a contender, but you never know. Kenny Britt's looking good. And then, of course, the Jags, who are the Jags. So I'm about to make some bold predictions. I think that the Colts could be a potential Super Bowl team. In fact, I think that both the Colts and the Chiefs could be potential Super Bowl teams, which means that the Colts and the Chiefs inevitably will meet in the playoffs. And who's going to win that game will be obviously the Colts, because the Colts never lose against the Chiefs in the playoffs, and it's ridiculous. Even though that's a bad statement to make, because you know exactly who's going to win the AFC this year. It has to be the New England Patriots, because they're the New England Patriots. And if you get the Patriots angry, the Patriots are going to score thousands of points on your ass. The Texans are looking like a genuinely good team this year. They kind of picked up from a sloppy... this was a terrible decision. The cornerback blitz with 5 yards in, that's a terrible idea. Maslowski, get him. All right, Corbett. Fuck off, Wayne Corbett. Wayne Corbett, okay, the story of Wayne Corbett makes me sad. Because I always heard, and I believed the media's narrative, that Wayne Corbett was the good guy. That Keyshawn Johnson was calling him a water boy. That tight end didn't even have a name. That's ridiculous. And that Keyshawn was, thought he was all that under the Bill Parcells system. Then come to find out later that Keyshawn was was apparently actually a really good guy, just a genuinely nice guy who knew how to self-promote, kind of like Terrell Owens before Terrell Owens. Won more Super Bowls than Wayne Corbett did. Was generally a better player than Wayne Corbett was, even though Corbett wasn't drafted. So you would kind of expect for Keyshawn to be better than him because he was highly drafted by, who was it? Was he drafted by the Jets? Yeah, then he went to the Bucks, and then he went to the Cowboys. Won a Super Bowl, was one of the best players on the offense of that Super Bowl team, even though that was a primarily defensive team. And Corbett just kind of hung out in New York for a while. Corbett was good. He was a great third down receiver. One of the few really great third down receivers in history. There are a lot of players like him who are kind of smaller but have good hands and are fast, very speedy. Kind of like, I'm trying to think of a guy today. Just not too big, but still fast and able to get to the ball and just able to hold on to it. There are a lot of guys like that in history. He's not the first, and he won't be the last, obviously. The obvious comparison is like a Wes Welker. Even to go earlier than that, I'm sorry I can only think of white guys at the moment, Don Beebe, who was shockingly fast. Like, you go back and watch that, like, shit, I didn't know he could move that fast. The only thing you hear about Don Beebe is an instance of him being really fast, which is fine. But, like, you go back and watch old highlight tapes of Don Beebe, and it's like, damn, I did not remember him being so good. I mean, he wasn't good that great, but he was just had speed. And, just trying to think of any undersized, kind of like a, what's the guy's name in it's San Diego right now? Keenan Allen, almost like. Granted, Keenan Allen was, they are kind of similar. Good hands, good on third down, reliable certainly. Menace is my guy. Menace is way out of bounds. I think that's fourth. It's at least 3rd and 10. Because we have only been passing the ball so far today on a rainy day in New York. Haven't really been handing Priest Holmes the ball that much. So when a drop play might come in handy. Or just to chuck it deep to Johnny Morton play might come in handy. Or a wheel route to Priest Holmes will absolutely fail. That was a mistake. That was me like, ooh, wheel route. And then it just didn't work. So we are forced to punt. Unfortunate. But we did get some movement on that drive. It wasn't just the 3rd and out. Anyway, back to Wayne Corbett versus Keyshawn Johnson. Keyshawn was a better player for his whole career. And I know Wayne Corbett fans, the diehard Wayne Corbett supporters out there, are going to be like, what the hell did you say about my boy Wayne? But apparently Wayne was a dick. So you know what? I'm not all that sad about what I'm saying about him. And I'm not really saying anything bad about him. I'm just saying that one player who was clearly better than him was better than him. So now that I've started out clearly the most controversial topic of all time, which late 90s Jets receiver was better? Why do I know so much about the damn Jets? I hate that. I don't even like the Jets. Jets fans don't even like the Jets. That's kind of why I envy them. I've always wanted to dislike my favorite team. Like, and just be constantly depressed by them. Like the Jets do. God, I wish I was a Jets fan. I mean, I wish I lived in New York and went to Jets games where I could just be like, oh, we're bad this year. Okay, good. That's what I know. That's how it goes. That's what I got being a Royals fan. But I never really was a Royals fan. For years, that was actually how the Royals were in KC. It was just like, the Royals are on? Oh, I don't care. You think they'll make the playoffs this year? No. Obviously not. Matt Stairs, David DeJesus, you're going to make a team, the World Series with that team, and we'll just trade away our best player 4 weeks into the season. All of that happens. By the way, Zach Greinke, the LA Dodgers, how he's being like the best pitcher in baseball right now, played for the Royals. And we traded him, I believe, for believe Salvador Perez, so it might ultimately not have been a mistake. Regardless, though, I could still be like, we traded him. Aren't we dumb? And I was like, well, yeah, you traded him for one of the best players in history. So anyway, what was I talking about? The AFC South? I should, like, run the ball at some point. That would be a smart move. Let's do that right now. Let's see how that works. I think they're expecting it. Oh, yeah, they were expecting it. So how about that AFC South? What are we thinking about that AFC South? Just a good division from top to bottom, right? Maybe not, but very top-heavy, a good-looking Colts team, an improving-looking Texans team. Shit, oh wow, they totally blitzed our ass there. RB direct snap, just because it has to be. But a division that might have a contender in it, a serious contender in the Colts, and they were a serious contender last year. Don't forget they made it to the AFC Championship game, got stomped in the AFC Championship game, and I know the Deflategate. I am so tired of hearing about the Deflategate. Like, if I had thought of this before, and I really should have, I should have just taped SportsCenter every day and made a supercut of every Deflategate. God, saying Deflategate makes me feel stupid. Every time they were like, okay, Schlereth, what do you think about Deflategate? Like, what else can Mark Schlereth or Adam Schefter or Jeff Ma or whoever you bring in today, Chris Berman, Mercury Morris, inevitably bring in Mercury Morris just to say, like, oh, he didn't go undefeated. And that was a terrible Mercury Morris impression, by the way. I could have done anything and nobody would have been like, oh, that was a great Mercury Morris. Nobody cares who he sounds like. Regardless, that's like the 5th time I said that word this entire episode. If there's just one thing I never want to hear about again, it's the AFC Championship deflated football controversy. I would rather hear about the quote-unquote fail Mary in 2012. I would rather hear about that every day. I would rather hear about a frozen envelope in the NBA draft lottery every day than hear about Deflategate again. Just, God. I'm hearing people like, I hope your Super Bowl gets vacated. Like, I don't care, man. You don't. Fine, whatever. Just, everybody has done this in history. Magic Johnson did this in history. You go back in time. I was reading the Jordan rules this summer. The Showtime Lakers would overinflate balls. Nobody gave a shit. You know what they did? The Bulls carried around like just needles in their pockets and would let the air, well, I mean in the waistbands, they didn't have pockets obviously, let air out of the ball, just shove it in there every once in a while. That was a thing people do. That's what happens. You mess with stuff. You cheat sometimes, and you get away with it. And sometimes it doesn't work. I don't care that much about the integrity of the game, like, on that level. I would care more about steroids than... It's fine to be upset about, especially if you're a Colts fan. Because I'm sure the deflated footballs made Andrew Luck suck that day. And LeGarrette Blount scored like... It was LeGarrette Blount, right? It was whoever... It doesn't even matter. A New England Patriots running back scored 3 touchdowns that game. Which is more than the Colts did. So regardless, he could have been Jimmy Garoppolo. Whatever. God. And it's like... I'm not saying that you shouldn't be upset about it if you are upset about it. I'm just sick of hearing about it into July, into August, into next season. People are going to be debating whether or not this was important. Obviously it's important, but it's like, God, we're going to get to football next year, and the Dolphins are going to win the AFC East, and we're going to be like, oh, it's because Tom Brady wasn't in there. Well, Tom Brady's going to be like, however old he'll be next year. Dante Hall doing a great job on that return. Okay, so that was me being unnecessarily upset about something. Now for me to get unnecessarily detailed about something. My other favorite thing to get unnecessarily anything about. That's the Jacksonville Jaguars next year. I can't name a single player on the Jaguars. I can name Blake Bortles. That's false. I can name Blake Bortles. I can name him so many times. Blake Bortles Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles. And you know what? Denard Robinson. Denard Robinson also plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Fred Taylor no longer plays for the Jacksonville Jaguars. My memory bank of who plays for the Jags is decreasing day by day. It never was that big to begin with. They're not going to be a good team this year. And did Amari Cooper go there? Is that where Amari Cooper went? I could be wrong there. He might be good with them. He might actually make an impact initially, kind of like Justin Blackmon was supposed to. But we'll kind of gloss over what happened to Justin Blackmon. This is a sad story, really, hearing what... He was a guy with a lot of potential who, squandered it. So that sucks, and I hope he gets help. And I hope he gets back to where he was, should have theoretically been going. Because he was a good player. He was a damn good player at Oklahoma State. I remember watching him tear up KU. He tore up but everybody also tore up KU. Ryan Tannehill tore up KU. So I'm not going to go with what Madden always says. I am my own man. Whatever. I'm still bitter about Deflategate. I just don't care. I just do not care. I'm going to go for it. Because why not? Why not just take a chance on this game? I need to get this off soon. I just want... Okay, double outs, whatever. I just want to get the ball to Tony Gonzalez past the first down marker and waste as much time off the clock as I can, because that would preferably also be the good thing, is that I have the ball, and also the Jets, if they do end up the ball, which inevitably they will, they have it with less time than I would. Okay, right, overthrew him. So they got 40 seconds, and now I'm just going to go try to prevent. Anyway, the Jacksonville Jaguars are not going to be a good team. The Tennessee Titans, I'm guessing, are also not going to be a good team, which is unfortunate because I want both of those teams to be good. I want all those... Oh, that was great. That was a good decision, Joe. That was just like... We're going to be down 17-0 at the half. Alright. If it had worked, I wouldn't have been so upset. Maybe I should have punted. Oh well, whatever. Curtis Martin out of the backfield. Yeah. Tennessee and Jacksonville are probably not going to finish all that much better than they did last year. I don't see them being one of the two of the best teams, in the league. I don't see them breaking any records. I don't see them going from worst to first, is what I'm saying. The division is too hard, too top-heavy at the moment, and they just don't have the talent across the board. Kenny Britt is his name. In Tennessee is the only player I can really name in Tennessee. Unless Paul Posluszny is still there. I don't think he is. God. Marcus Mariota, obviously, coming in. I think he'll have a good career. People refer to him as a system quarterback, and I think he did get kind of exposed in that championship game against Ohio State. But I think just because you were a quote-unquote system quarterback, and I hate to hear that because that kind of demeans the amount of talent you actually have. You got to remember, Aaron Rodgers was borderline considered a system quarterback. There were guys who were successful who came out of high offensive systems, high-powered offensive systems. That's the word I was looking for. I would love to challenge that catch. I didn't do it just because. Oh, what were they going to charge me? A timeout? Big amount of good that a timeout's going to do me right now. If the booth challenged it, I can't play reversed. Hey, we got the ball. We moved forward. We got a first down, guys. We did it. We're going to the Super Bowl. My favorite Kansas City Chiefs moment in history was when they were 3-0 in 2010 after they beat the Bills, a pretty terrible Bills team, on like a last-second made field goal. I think in overtime, like time running down in overtime. They made a field goal. Damn it, Trent Green. Quit overthrowing your guys. Why do you got to do that for? I'm not going for the field goal here. Okay. We'll go with the Hail Mary. That's at least giving us a chance. So we're going to send Minnis over to the right side. We're going to send Minnis over to the right side. Thus keeping everybody on the left. Wow, they're playing zone, I guess. Oh. And Minnis will drop it. Alright, whatever. He was like wide open. That was ridiculous there for a second. Anyway. So we're down 17-0. Nothing we can't come back from. Something that we certainly do need to score here in order to come back from. We don't want to fall to 1-4. If we fall to 1-4, I might just drop it at difficulty level, but because that's not good for the series. But granted, I could make some moves, get some players on defense, make a team into something better than what they are right now. Anyway, the real conversation, to continue on with my AFC South thing, is at the top of the AFC South. Not the bottom, because we know who's going to be at the bottom. It is who will be coming out on top. The Houston Texans, last season, their season went from what probably could have been another cellar-dwelling season to a truly, they were playoff contenders last year, thanks almost entirely to J.J. Watt. They had a quarterback in Ryan Fitzpatrick, right, who had some very good games, and he should absolutely be praised for those. There were great games by different players, but Arian Foster wasn't as good as he had been a couple of... 2010... Granted, 2010 gets further and further away. That's the dumbest statement I could make. Like, time keeps progressing. Everybody knows that. Obviously, time keeps progressing. That's the essence of time. If time didn't keep progressing, what would be the point? Regardless. That's like the 6th time I've said that. I'm going to make a different... And every time I say regardless, I'm going to say a different word. Steve Buscemi instead of regard... Oh, Tony almost got to it. And we threw it on first down. I didn't even see what play I picked there. That was a mistake. I was just trying to load up the screen. I'm kind of happy with this play, though. That might work. We got Morris running deep. We got Morton on the thing. Just hoping I don't get sacked here. Hey, Kennison making the catch, getting us the first down. Let's kind of see how we can run this, how we can keep this running, how we can keep this going. We're gonna pitch here, I guess. I take it. Guessing that's not a good shift for us. And all right, good, great. that's what we were doing. 2nd and 10. Excellent. How about the halfback delay here from the shotgun position? Oh wow, okay, they have read this play. Let's do something else. How about? I like that idea. Let's go. Whoever's open. Oh man, that's a hard throw to make, I guess. But damn, I thought I could really just get it in there to him. It was a little inaccurate, and of course the clipping problem in these early Madden games, where what could theoretically be called a pass interference isn't really called a pass interference, just because that's just how the game goes sometimes. That happens a little bit too often for my liking in this game. Oh, right over the middle. Yes! All right, good on ya. Menace. I don't know your name, but you're like the only guy who's been making catches for this team. Oh, not going nowhere. All right, unfortunate. Anyway, the Houston Texans. The 2015 Houston Texans are at kind of a crossroads. If J.J. Watt can continue to be the best player, maybe not the best player, but certainly the best defensive player. I can't think of a player who's better than him really across the board the entire year, other than maybe who else, really? And Dominic Suh was really good. He played the same position, but I don't think he was as valuable as J.J. Watt was. If he can keep that up, they absolutely have a chance. Especially if Jadeveon Clowney comes out and plays the way that he did in college. There we go. That's a touchdown. Like I said, I needed. That's a basketball-related celebration, not the one that Tony Gonzalez would actually do. Yeah. I would love to see the Texans make a serious splash in the playoffs. The 2 years that they made the playoffs, they won a game both times and then lost to the Patriots the other two. Matt Schaub kind of came out as not that... I don't know if it was the Patriots both times. They beat the Bengals both times. They destroyed the Bengals both times. Matt Schaub kind of came out as a not a great quarterback. Not a good quarterback, rather. He had a bunch of terrible games in 2013 where he had like a pick six in 2 or 3 games in a row that year. The Texans, like, I know it's cliche and it's something you say about like every bad team, but they don't have a quarterback. Right? Is Ryan Fitzpatrick really going to be your guy? Is the question they have to ask themselves. Would they be better if they had a younger guy in there? Maybe somebody with more potential, but I don't know who that would be. There isn't an obvious... It's not like the 2013 Chiefs when Alex Smith got unceremoniously booted from doing fairly well in the 2012 season. And they were like, oh, we'll pick you up, whatever, man. Come over here, play for us. We like you. And you know what? We do appreciate Alex Smith in Kansas City. Not as much as we should. But, yeah, they got to find somebody. Maybe somebody, I don't know who they could get from the draft. Because they're going to be drafted in the middle of the draft if they keep playing the way they have been. I think Clowney was absolutely the right pick when they picked him. Because if you have him as a as a linebacker, he can kind of pick up where Brian Cushing has been continually falling further and further from as his career has progressed. He's a great pass rusher. Obviously had that murderous hit on the Michigan running back that really defined his career. It is kind of may have actually ended up being a detriment because when you think of that, that's the play you think of when you when you think of Jadeveon Clowney. And the fact that he hasn't really played all that much in the NFL anyway. The fact that he isn't doing that, and he never really did that again in college. In fact, I remember 2013, the first season, that South Carolina's first game with him, there was a camera on him, like one camera dedicated to him. And people were like, is he in the Heisman watch? Can a linebacker really be in the Heisman watch? Is he a linebacker? Oh, God, I figure I should know that. He's a linebacker. If he's not, I'm sorry. I'm not the smartest. This is all purely based on conjecture and hearsay. That's something I need to put at the beginning of any preview I do. I'm down by 10. This is bad. I'm down by 10 against a really good team. Oh, God. Lavernius Cole's wide open. Let's just blitz him. Let's blitz him. Let's blitz. Let's do it. Like Shia LaBeouf. That's a current reference. That actually is a relatively current reference. It's just in the high-paced world of the internet. Something that was funny 4 weeks ago is no longer funny. Oh, the Houston Texans. They're going to be a good team. I think the only way they have to improve. I don't know how they can get worse. Damn it. Okay, that's a touchdown. Curtis Martin. We're down by 17. Ridiculous. Unfortunate. Very sad. This season has been just an unmitigated disaster. Assuming I don't come back in the fourth quarter, which I've come back in the fourth quarter before. It's been a while since I've won a football game. Just period. That's kind of sad. I feel like I need to just win this one and get over the hump. Because I think I'm like 0-5 in the past 5 Madden games. That's disappointing. But we can't focus on disappointings. We have to focus on the future. And we also have to focus on the Indianapolis Colts, the team I believe will win the AFC South this year. And possibly the AFC this year, if we're being honest. And why would I be lying? That's just not a good thing to say. If we're being honest here, the Colts will be good, you know. But if we're being deceitful this year, the Colts will be terrible. I want to be wrong. That's really what I want. I just want to make terrible predictions. That's what I should do. Really bad predictions. I think it's Washington's year to lose. They're my early season Super Bowl pick. And the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win every game this season and go to the Super Bowl. You just can't. Oh, you can't do Johnny Morton like Eddie Kennison like this. All right. Left him wide open to drop a pass. Who does that remind you of? Amani Toomer. He was 9 for 24 is Trent Green. Not a great day for him. I guess I'm going to Kennison again because he's going to be covered one-on-one again. And he's not going to get to it again. Okay. I have to go for it. I mean, I can't not go for it. Points per game for 2 touchdowns. A good year for the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh, come on. Get that Minnis. Yes. Minnis. I don't know his first name. I better start learning his first name. We're not going to punt. We're going to change that audible up. But yeah, the Colts are going to be good. Andrew Luck is good. T.Y. Hilton is good. Just this whole team, this organization is good and has always been. That was a bad throw that could have very easily been intercepted by that guy in the back of the corner of the end zone. But regardless, who cares? Shit! That's like 5 times. The total keeps going down every time I say it, which is Morris with the touchdown. And we're only down by 10. Well, now we're down by 11, but we got the extra point coming up. Are they... of course, I don't know this to be true. I've just heard. But I heard that extra points were going to be harder this year. I kind of hope they are. That would be just a weird little thing. Because the extra point right now is kind of worthless. What does it mean? Nothing right now. Of course I'm going for the onside kick. Why would I not go for the onside kick right now? I don't really know how to successfully onside kick, and that'll just be a penalty, so they'll get the ball back. Or do I get to re-kick? No, okay, in the NCAA games for a couple of years, you could just re-kick. I was like, well, yeah, of course I'm going to re-kick. So they get the ball at the 40, which is not good, but whatever. They were going to get the ball at the 50 anyway. Or I was going to get it. Mislowski. Where have I heard that? Whatever. I'm sure I've said that in the past 2 videos. 4 videos. We're into week 5 now. Ugh. And we are still 1-3. This is bad. I'm not using my timeouts quite yet. If I want to win this game, I have to get, obviously, an onside kick. I just don't know how to do right. And, no! Ugh! Damn it. Lavernius Coles. Too good. Dove too early. Was just trying to get the ball out of his hands. And that, unfortunately, might be the game. Offense was looking okay this game. For the little bit of a silver lining that a 17-point deficit. I mean, yeah, I could still come back and win this. And I'm finally figuring out how to move the damn ball. Players are starting to make catches. That, not Morris, the other guy. Minnis. He's been playing well. He might be a good player in the future, but I don't want to drop to 1-4. Ugh. This is going to have to be one of those things where I just win every game from then on out if I want to make the playoffs. That's what's going to happen if I want to make the playoffs. And you know what? I don't think I'm Again, wide open. Got the ball right to him. He could have caught it, but it was just a little bit overthrown. And that is the story of a football game. And that's out of bounds, so we'll drop that play from the record books. You know, nothing's going on there. I'm just gonna try to catch him off guard or whatever, you know? Just whatever, man. Just do it. Just get it going. Get the play rolling. Yeah, okay, we'll get Tony Gonzalez against the... Hey, there we go, Tony. Keep going, Tony. Stiff arm him, Tony. Stiff arm him. Yeah, break that tackle, Tony. All right. We'll keep going. Oh, new record. took that record away from Chad Pennington the same game. That's how you do it, Trent Green. I don't know why I said his last name. I don't know what else I can really say other than the Colts are going to be good, because they are. And the Chiefs in this game are probably not going to come out with it, but hey, just like that, we're back down by 10 with a great catch by Tony Gonzalez and another great catch by Tony Gonzalez. Maybe that was my mistake. I kept trying to go to Eddie Kennison when I should have just been going to Tony G. I should do the Jim Harbaugh lining Vernon Davis up in the slot last year. That was great. I think I want to go this way. I guess I could theoretically go the other way. I don't want to put too much onto it and then just kind of pop. Ah, damn it. Soul got it. Okay. What to do now? Because I have been unable to stop him. My past couple of touchdowns have just been on big pass plays, and I don't know what to do. You'd think they'd run the ball, but they keep passing it. Because I think they just want to ice it. Now I'm going to take timeouts just because I don't really... I'll have a 2-minute warning when I have the ball, so that'll... theoretically, I mean, if I stop him here... It's become a little bit of a shootout. The offense has come alive in the second half, something that I'm happy to see. Oh, a fumble! Let's hope that they don't challenge it. Yeah! Yeah, inevitably, if they challenge it, they're not going to challenge it unless it's going to get overturned. Yeah, okay, obviously it's going to get overturned, so whatever. That's what I hate about this game. Also, those player models in the back were terrifying. It's going to be overturned. Or has it? No, it hasn't. Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised by that, obviously. Does save me a timeout, I guess. Unchallenge it. That should be it. That should be like a green flag that the opposing team can throw. Like, no, there was no challenge on that play. You were right. It's just a nice... They throw a flag on the field that just has like, you were right, man. Printed on it. I assume they're going to wait until the 2-minute warning to take the kick. Which means I probably should have called timeout earlier. But now I have 2. I should have... Oh, I'll take a timeout right here. Whatever. At least now that I get... But, oh, it's going to be the 2-minute warning when I get the ball anyway. And the clock would have stopped anyway. Oh, God. Everything is a mistake these days. I'm just going to have to call for a fair catch then. Yeah. Okay, whatever. It's just going to go out of bounds. And 2-minute warning. And that is how you mismanage a team, ladies and gentlemen. Shit. Ah. I feel like an idiot. Tony out on the field. Tony's not out on the field, but we got Johnny Morton just screaming down the left sideline. The right sideline, rather. We got him. One-on-one. Johnny going for it with one hand. Okay, thanks, Johnny. Just because I know your first name, I'm going to keep repeating it to show that I do indeed know Johnny Morton's first name. I don't know how to do another pass. There we go. There's a different pass. No, that was a terrible decision. That's going to be picked off. And it was. Oh, it's Sam Garnes. Oh, no. How dare you. My old friend. Oh. That was terrible. I am so sorry that you had to watch that. What was almost hopeful for a second became instantly just the end of the game. So... As a repeat, God is dead. To repeat from the last week's episode. No question about that. Terrible clock management by myself has led to... Could Should I game the system like just challenging plays here? That would stop the clock. There's nothing they can do if I don't have timeouts. That does stop the clock. Right? Theoretically. I guess I can't challenge play. No, okay. I was just trying to do a Paul Johnson there and just see play to the whistle. It was really Bill Snyder there and play to the whistle. So this is a disappointing game. One that is unfortunately going to inevitably end with a loss, unless they take another fumble away from me. Unless they do fumble this time, is what I was trying to get at. I might get the ball back if I stop him here. What's the point? I'm down by 10. If I were down by 3, you know, maybe I'd be more likely, but let's just hope they don't get the first down here. And they don't! Hey, okay, so now they're at least going to kick a field goal. We'll be down by 2 touchdowns. Not that we weren't going to be down by 2 scores anyway. What? Well, oh, they're going to... Okay, I was doing a punt block. Whatever. I'm not going to block the field goal, obviously, so... Oh, wow, they're going to get this all the way down to, like, however many seconds. That'll be, like, 16 seconds left in the game. That's going to suck. Just do it. Just cut my heart out. I'll forfeit. I don't care. Back in the day, isn't a forfeit officially recorded as like 9-0? Maybe that's in baseball. So let's say 2 teams really hated each other in like 1998. And one of them was on the cusp of making the playoffs. But they needed to have a higher point differential that they would have easily had if they hadn't... you know, if they were to win the next game, they would have easily beaten the other team on point differential. But the team they were playing really just didn't want them to make the playoffs and knew that they needed it. Good job, Johnny. Good job getting that ball with your hands. That is your job. As I will remind you, we'll go to the Hail Mary again. Maybe just try to make it 28-34. Who cares? So, could you theoretically have sabotaged another team's season just purely on the merits of the point differential system? Okay, well, good job. That was a... Patent stats for minutes there were 1-4. What difference does it make? New record indeed. There is a silver lining in all of this. As you may remember, in a disappointing loss, the LA Life's season and existence ended this most recent Monday. This coming Monday will be the return, not of the LA Life, but of a series that has been lost. One we haven't seen in a while. One that we used to call the Trophy Hunt in NCAA Football 2003. So be on the lookout for that. Trying to get every trophy in NCAA Football 2003 was the whole shtick of the show. That will make its return on Mondays in the slots where Madden 2002 previously held. Next week, the Chiefs take on the Chargers, who are 0-5 to our 1-4. Let's see what we can do, KC. Get it going. Chiefs Red Friday. Let's get the party started here. The turnaround starts at the end of the season. Standings doesn't matter. We're not at the bottom of the division, I can tell you that. Where's our league news, probably? Nope. Oh, that's right. It's under play week. Forgot about that. That's actually pretty neat. So the AFC, the Colts lead the division. Texans, 3-1. Still in the playoff hunt 4 weeks into the season. Niners leading the NFC. No real surprise there. Colts looking good. Patriots is always looking good. AFC West, the Raiders are 4-0. Chiefs are 1-4. We'll see you next week trying to make it 2-4.